Hey, Amy Posner here, and I want to talk to you today about testimonials and proof. And I did a video on that recently, and I had some questions, very specific questions from someone in my mastermind who had received a testimonial and wasn't quite sure if she could edit it, how she could edit it, what she could do with it. Some very interesting things came out of that conversation that I want to share with you. Here's something that I have found over time. People are very happy to give you testimonials and tell you what they loved about you or what they loved about your work, but they're often uncomfortable putting that into writing. They just don't get around to it because it's awkward or they don't know what to say. So make it super easy for them, provide a form, offer them to give you some bullet points that you'll then craft into a testimonial and send back to them for their approval. But here's the thing, when you get it back from them, and you can ask them certainly, hey, would you mind if I just, massaged it a little bit so it fits on my website and I'll send it to you for your approval? Or you can just say, do you mind if I just play with it? I won't take anything out of context, but I may not use the entire thing. Is that okay with you? Everyone says yes. I've never had any pushback on that at all. In fact, people are happy because you usually make them sound better. You don't have to use their exact sentences. You can take the idea and you can reframe it slightly. So in other words, someone might say, oh, Amy did a great job. She really listened to us. She got all the details. She had such a great process for doing it. And it goes on. And nobody wants to read all that. But, I can massage that into, we love working with Amy because her processes are so clear, period. So you can take it and take what people say and make it more concise so it's easier to read. So the other thing we discussed is how to get testimonials for the thing that you need proof for, and how to decide where to put them on your page or on your website. And so here's one thing that I saw just today in some copy that someone asked me to review. They had their testimonials stacked. So it was a whole long list, in this one, they were all the same size, and this box was white, the next box was gray, and then the next box was white, and then gray. There was some visual breaking up of the testimonials, but they were all like in little teeny size font. They were all about 3 or 4 lines long, and there were no pictures. There was nothing to draw the eye in. And so a couple of things there. One is to use your testimonials throughout a page or a site. If you gang them up like that, what tends to happen is people are like, oh, there's a stack of proof. 7 people thought you were great, but they don't read them individually because that's a lot to read over and over. But when it breaks up the copy and proves the point that you've just made, people will read them. Using them a little bit more sparingly rather than stacking them. I mean, stacking can be impressive, like, oh, there's a lot of people here. But, it really behooves people, and it behooves you to have people read them. And so the other thing that you can do is you can highlight the most important thing. Highlight one sentence, and their eye will be drawn to that, and they will read it. And chances are good that if you highlight a sentence in each of these, they're going to go down the page and read those sentences. I'm talking about now if you have them stacked. If you have them individually supporting points, they are more likely to read the whole thing. But because people scroll, it's important to set a page up for scrolling. This is more a copy theory than anything else, but so that your headlines and subheads tell the story. So if I scroll down the page, I get the essence of the story. Because my theory is on any page, I don't care where someone gets in, I just care that they get in. Because once they get in one section, if they read it and it's meaningful to them, they're likely to read the rest. But the other thing that works great is to have proof supporting each individual point. And that's a great way to break up testimonials. And it's always great if you can use a first name and a last name. It's more credible than saying, Ann S. to say Ann Schwartz. If you can have where Ann comes from, and the more of their location, the more specific you can be, the better. If you have a city and a state or a city and a province, the more facts you have about the person, the more credible they are. And to that end, it's really, really, really good if you can use images, if you can use photos of the people. That is the most compelling thing for a human, is another human face. And so it really helps people to, zone in, focus in, and read what's there. I always ask people if I can massage their testimonial, and I often send it to them for approval. Sometimes people are like, oh yeah, use anything you want. And it's often people I've known for a while. They trust me. They're not worried about what I'm going to say. But know that you can take liberties with those testimonials, any proof points that people send your way, as long as you're not making something up or putting words in their mouth. There's usually a way to shorten it and make it more eloquent. And so I am giving you permission to do that here. Thanks for watching. If you want to be notified when new episodes drop, click the bell. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.